Hey everyone, it's Chandler with White Bear PR. I'm here doing fireside chats with composers at the Sundance Film Festival. I'm here with Jordan Dykstra. Welcome, Jordan. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. Now you have a film here called 20 Days in Mariupol.
Yes.
Can you just give us a little synopsis of what this film is about?
Yeah, this is a on-the-ground reporting of the Russian invasion into Mariupol, Ukraine, in the first 20 days. It's a collaboration with AP and PBS Frontline.
Oh wow, yeah. And I heard that I haven't seen the film yet, but I've heard it's harrowing. Like obviously it is raw footage of war. And I guess my question to you is, how do you process that working as a composer? You must have had to watch these scenes multiple times. How do you manage that?
It's hard. This was the first time I've ever wept making a score, and I wept almost every time I watched it, and I worked on it for 4.5, 5 months. So that was new for me. And I guess you just can focus on the music, focus on the horror aspect, which is what it is. It's a real life horror film, and making horror film music is a lot of fun for me. So I just tried to have fun with it as much as possible.
Well, yeah, I guess you have to, otherwise you're just gonna be depressed the whole time.
Yeah.
So what's some tips on kind of making a scene scary or bringing out those elements?
We did a lot of we employed a lot of noise elements, so it wasn't as tonal as other scores. It's very microtonal, but it's always very noisy. I even used some field recordings of wind and people banging on things, mixed in with drums, and just trying to make it feel like war's at the doorstep, and it's right there.
That sounds horrifying.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, what was the recording process like? You mentioned you got these field recordings, but when you're actually mixing it all together, what were some of the techniques you were using, or even samples or kind of plugins?
We used all kinds of stuff. A lot of strings, cello, viola, violin. A lot of glissandos, little slides, a lot of uneasy chord changes or sliding into different chords, and then other times very, very minimal a score with some trumpet and French horn, and lots of repeated phrases, especially underscoring in documentaries. You just need to let the dialogue, the narrative just have space. So just repeat these phrases over and over. Very, chords with 3, maybe 4 notes, not very complex chords, just open voicings and stuff like that. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier in a conversation that you are a viola player.
Yes.
Do you like to add viola into all your scores, or do you find it very selective?
Just when it's necessary. It can be a very dramatic instrument, so oftentimes scenes are already so dramatic they don't need much, and that can overwhelm. So just when it's necessary. But I like to play it in non-traditional ways too, so it can be a lot of fun to add a little bit to make scenes have a human element that you really can tell, like when there's someone actually playing in strange ways that VSTs can't, produce and stuff like that. So
right, yeah.
I do love playing.
Now, do you find that to be a big asset to be an instrumentalist? And do you think composers that might be writing music that maybe are not proficient in an instrument, would you recommend that they take one up and start trying to kind of master one?
I would, yes. I enjoy playing and performing a lot. I have been performing my own compositions for 15 years or something, and I really enjoy that my instrument specifically is sort of my voice. And I also love playing percussion and keyboard and making instruments and doing homemade kinds of things. But like I mean, the synthesizer is an instrument too if you're really proficient at writing in the box scores. I mean, there's an art to that too. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I do love that bit of advice. What is coming up next for you? What's something that we can look forward to?
Yeah, there's a number of films coming out this year that I've gotten to work on. There's a film that's going to be on Canal Plus in Belgium called Echo, about young men doing basically like a basic training, kind of getting ready for adulthood. It's very beautiful. We have I'm helping with a documentary about ICE for HBO. And yeah, I think that's it. A number of short films that are on the docket.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we're at the Sundance Film Festival. So my question is, what does it mean to you to have a film and to be here at Sundance?
It's very special to me. It was wonderful to work on this film. I'm very grateful to be a part of it. But we were all working remotely. Oftentimes the director was in Ukraine and traveling, and the frontline people were in Boston area. And it's nice to meet them in person and be together and share this with people as a team. Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's been great.
Well, thank you so much for having this fireside chat with me at the Sundance Film Festival, and we can't wait to see what you do next.